right, we live. Welcome everybody. What's up, Tiger?
Good morning. Good morning, Richard. Good
How you
morning,
doing?
chat. Hope everyone's doing well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Speaking of chat, I'm going to get my chat over here on my screen. Oh, turn off my volume over here. Good morning, Vishal.
Cool.
Good morning. All right. That's all set. All right. We got both the maps up. We're good.
Good stuff.
Just going to get this over here on this screen. I think I finally have a system, Richard, for all of my monitors. Finally got. Well,
Still figuring it all out.
yeah, just ergonomically trying to figure out what works the best, and because I want to have up my financial news, I want to have up my economic calendar. I obviously want to have up the chats so that I can see those, and video software on this monitor right in front of me where the camera is. And then I got my chart on the left, so I think we finally have a system worked out.
I just want to quickly mention too, I'm monitoring the Holoprime official chat at the moment. We still have the Holoprime TV channel still active, I believe, but only for a few days more, folks. If you still in the Holoprime TV, which was the old one we've been using for quite some time now, then make sure that you do go and subscribe to Holoprime official. Okay, the official channel, because we're going to switch over to the guys, or you think we disappeared off the map or something. So make sure you do go subscribe there. I think we do have viewers on both these channels now, so we are monitoring both. Yeah, just remember to please switch over at some stage.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, just and the again, just trying to consolidate it, keep everything a little simpler for everybody. So, Richard, what do we got on the calendar today? We've already had some. Today's the 3rd, right? Yeah. Happy Hump Day, by the way. We have had some Euro PMI data come out. Pretty
Swiss
good. Yeah,
CPIs.
pretty strong for the Eurozone. Pretty strong for the British pound. Now, those, depending on the calendar you look at, I mean, Forex Factory kind of shows it as low impact news, but I don't look at PMI data as low impact. I know some people do, but you get a couple. Yeah,
Yeah, not
absolutely.
if you
But
trading
you get a
the
couple of them.
Forex, right?
Yeah, you get a couple of them added together though, and it can definitely bring in some volatility at least for a little bit. So
Yeah, well, the euro and the pound is currently very strong. Dollar index coming down. We'll look at my charts in just a sec, especially on the dollar index, the Dixie. Show you
Dixie,
what I'm seeing there. Maybe we can do that right now if you don't mind.
sure,
Back
yeah,
in.
right.
So, guys, we've made a high twice now above this high from the 1st of August this year, right? One peak, second peak, boom, down. Okay. I've got this pitchfork sloping to the upside, and what's really interesting here are these angles that price has been respecting, right? So if I draw a ray parallel to one of these pitchforks median lines, and I, let's say, go anchor it over here, we had support over here, support over here, a little bit of support here on the 28th of November, and start of this month broke down, retested it, so what I call a kiss goodbye. So I'm looking at angular support and resistance, not horizontal, all right? And then price got rejected. That was yesterday, actually. Price was hovering around there and started moving lower. So obviously the pound US dollar, euro US dollar, dollar yen, all the pairs against the dollar is obviously strengthening, the dollar being rather weak at the moment. That being said, with price respecting these angles so well, I would expect support to come in if price would reach this lower median line over here, right? So I'm going to move that line over here and just take my magnet mode off and just give you a price there. I think that's where price is heading towards. 98.79, let's call it 98.80. Okay, we also have this downward sloping trend line that I've had on chart for quite some time. Simply put, just from this high in May this year to these two little highs over here, or lower, no, it wasn't lower highs, they were higher highs actually during this sequence. back in October. Price retested already after it broke through it on the 14th of November. Now we're pulling back to it. So if I have to create an area of support, I'll probably do something like this. It might be support, and you could probably, I think with a decent probability, think that price is at least going to reach that. Okay, so I'm just going to color that green. So we're looking around about, what's it, 98.80 towards 98.61. All right, so 20-cent range there where price might be heading towards. If we break below there with some decent gusto, as I like to call it, or force,
Gusto, that's right.
then we'll have to start considering that the dollar index, rather than starting a new first sequence up for a new strong bullish trend, what I mean by that is something like this. Since it's low in September, first wave higher, maybe a second wave, and rather than doing this, if we break down very strongly from here, then I think we might be heading back all the way down here. But I don't know. It's just this three-wave price action that we've been seeing to the upside here. It screams to me or looks a lot like what we call a leading diagonal. And if I have to draw that out for you guys, let's say you have a downtrend, price sort of bottoms, and then a new trend starts. Your first 5 sequences either does something like this, or let's say your next phase upwards, or bullish trend, which I think could also be a possibility, would be a first wave up, second wave lower, which fails to break this low, which is this low over here, and then we get an impulsive move to the upside to give you a 5-wave sequence. Okay, now I'm thinking that, where's my oval on this chart? Let me see if I can find that. I think the eclipse is probably going to work better. Just to illustrate what I'm talking about here. This over here, just make it a different color maybe. This whole area over here could potentially be that first move here. And there's different sequences that you can find to kick off a wave. The very common one is what we call a leading diagonal, and it's very overlapping in nature. And this could also be what we've seen here. And if that is the case, I don't think that's done yet, and this might just be corrective. So it'll be very important that I think price should find support in here and start heading back up, because if it doesn't, then I think that leading diagonal idea falls off the table. All right, so leading diagonals runs in 5 waves like this. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere around that. But they're very overlapping in nature. So each of these waves, wave 1 generally traces out of 3 waves. Wave 3 traces out in 3 waves. You can see we have this beautiful zigzag type of behavior. So I'm thinking that could explain what's going on here. Alternatively, I'm seeing things and I've got no clue what I'm doing or thinking. So I'm completely wrong about things, which is also, perfectly fine when it comes to trading, because we don't have a crystal ball here. But price is very close to the area, so I think we're going to see a bit more dollar weakness until we hit that area. Now, if we're going to respect it or not, that'll be the interesting thing to obviously monitor over the next few days. Maybe with the ADP non-farm coming out today. What is Friday? Do we have the NFP numbers coming? We have unemployment claims tomorrow.
Friday.
Friday, no, PCE.
Yeah, PCE.
Yeah.
That's the Fed's favorite gauge. Richard, as far as the Dixie goes, I think the culprit or at least part of the culprit for its decline is President Trump pretty much very nonchalantly, but all but confirmed that Kevin Hassett's probably going to be the next the Fed governor.
Okay.
So Kevin Hassett I was just looking him up. Where'd that go? He is a fiscal dove. So obviously fiscal doves, right? When they have influence, they like dropping rates. I was just looking back in, just real quick, just move over to my chart. I'm just going to show
So we
this.
might actually get that rate cut in December. What is December right now, right? Do they have any sort of time window when they'll make that decision, though?
Um, they're pretty mum on it. It sounds like within the next few days or so. But I
Ooh,
mean, yeah, you see right here, Kevin Hassett emerges as Fed chair favorite. So he is basically right now the National Economic Council director. And it says right here, guys, and this is definitely true. Okay, this is one thing the news got right. Whose views are seen as most closely aligned with the president. So President Trump wants to drop 2 points, right? If he had his way, 2 points, 2.5 points. But yeah, Kevin Hassett is definitely the same. But it was one of the gaggles they had over the weekend on Air Force One,
mm,
and that's where he's basically already made up his mind. I actually watched the interview part of it, so yeah, if that's true, guys, he's definitely a fiscal dove. Fiscal doves come in; they like to drop rates. Dropping rates drops the value of the Dixie. So
exactly.
there you have it. Now, at this moment,
Well,
it's
interesting that you say that because I mean, then that really almost paints a picture of price being topped already, and we're heading lower now.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
been really trying to figure out what this overlapping price structure is, and it could just be corrective as well. I mean, like I said, we just
sure,
don't know.
yeah.
So we'll
Well,
have
and
to
he
wait and see.
also he also had a press conference with Michael Dell of Dell Computers, where Michael Dell was actually given a gift of $6.25 billion
Jeez.
towards the Trump accounts for children, basically to help them get started with an investment account, okay,
Ooh.
upon their birth. I think the dates were January. All babies born, from what I'm understanding, all babies born between January 1st of this year and December 31st of 2028, they'll all get they'll basically get an investment account, and they're going to seed it with $1,000 per child.
So
So
that's like
that's
a 2 year, almost 3 year thing, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically during Trump's presidency, or
Okay.
at least most of the first part of it. But
Hmm.
Michael Dell came in and said, "Well, what about some of these other kids that are still under 18, right?" So this is basically what he's doing is seeding that money, but he's seeding 250, I believe it is per child. So during that presser where President Trump was introducing him and his wife, and they were talking about what they were doing, yeah, you know
Hmm.
how they they always ask the questions after various topics, and that one came up as far as the next Fed board member or Fed governor,
Okay.
and he basically said, "I don't know, it could be somebody in this room." Right? Because
Interesting. Mm.
Kevin Hassett was in the room you know, while they were talking about Michael Dell's gift. So, but as always, guys, that's Trump's way of potentially clowning the media, trolling the media. It's definitely going to get clicks and stories. So, but yeah, as soon as that came out, I mean, take a look at the Dixie ever since. I mean, hourly chart has just been going down and down and down. So, it's not official until it's official, but all signs are definitely pointing towards that. So,
That's pretty cool, though, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So we could definitely be seeing that.
All
So
right.
just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, back to you, Richard.
Oh, all good, all good. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I knew that he was gonna try to, well, the
Uh,
new, what's his name, Fed chair
yeah, there you
might be
go. I mean,
coming
there's
in.
another article
There
right
we
there I
go.
just saw.
Yeah,
Dollar
yeah,
retreats amid hazard speculation.
yeah. This is the
So
thing, it's just speculation.
speculation,
But obviously the
exactly.
markets react to speculation, right? So
Yeah,
whether it's gonna happen or not, we'll have to
yeah,
wait. So do they
yeah.
actually vote on that? Do you know? For a
A
new Fed chair?
no,
And
President
they are
Trump,
independent of the actual, how can I say, from
the
the
government.
presidency, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So,
President Trump nominates them. The U.S. president, I should say, they always
mm,
nominate them, and
mm,
I don't know if they have to approve them through Congress or not. That's a great
mm,
question.
yeah. No, something
I
I
don't
was
know.
wondering about.
I'm going to ask DeepSeek as we speak.
Do it, do it. What's
Hey,
up, Vishal? You're asking, I'm the only one connected, so just wondering what are my chances to win today's giveaways? Maybe while we're on that topic, we'll probably be giving away another 5K Forex Challenge account and as well a 25K, I believe,
yes.
on the future side. So what we'll do on a daily basis is give you guys a password that you need to go and fill in Discord, our Discord. So you have to join our Discord as well. There is a QR code beneath where I'm sitting on the screen. And then just join Discord, and we'll be giving you that details a little bit later. And then the next following day, we actually announce the winners. All right. So I would say you got a pretty good, decent chance. Probably one of why you're the only one connected at the moment. I'm actually looking at the other channel now again, is because we are moving our Holo Prime TV channel to Holo Prime Official. So a new channel that we created, and yeah, so it's a little bit. How can I say, not it's all over the show at the moment a little bit, with some of the viewers here, some of the viewers there, and the other channels. So, but yeah, I would say your chances are really good. It's better than trying to win the lotto, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the president nominates, and then the vote has to pass the Senate.
Okay.
So not the full Congress, it's just the Senate from what it appears. And obviously the Republicans own the Senate and the House right now. So yeah, he'll
Gotcha.
pass. He'll pass right through.
All right. Interesting.
Yep.
Vishal, while you talking there, let me just have a look at gold. So are you surprised that gold and silver didn't react to this news? I was expecting a bull run. So maybe I can have a look at gold for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've actually got my gold set up here on the daily with my geometry lines. To give you a quick update, Vishal, we were tracking this symmetrical triangle. Actually, during one of our sessions for a couple of months, actually, during our Forex 5 sessions, and when it actually came to an end was on the 30th of July, which then kicked off this new strong move to the upside. Now, I was mentioning yesterday, after this very strong decline that we've seen that started here between the 17th of October and the 21st of October, we had a very strong decline, and I'm viewing this as a fourth wave decline. But, I wish I could say with any clarity whether this was the end of that fourth wave or if we're still busy with a fourth wave. So 5 waves are generally a sequence that you'll find in a bullish or a bearish trend, and this one a super bullish trend, obviously taking gold to all-time highs. But I'm still thinking we might head lower. And even if we do, it'll just take a little bit longer and then still be bullish over the bigger picture. Still thinking that price could maybe even make it towards the 4, 6, 4, 8, 5,000 level. I know, what was it, Goldman Sachs were like saying they were forecasting $5,000 or something like that a few months ago. That was in their headlines, and everyone was like going, that's just like impossible. But if you just look at where price got to, it's like around about 4,400 almost, right? That $5,000 range is not out of the question. So who knows? There's obviously geopolitical risks involved, a lot of different stuff, interest rates, and all those things that can affect the price of gold. But there might be evidence that it's done already, and that was it. And now we're heading up higher in that fifth wave. The only thing I don't like about this, how can I say, probable path, potential path is probably a better word to say, is that we haven't really seen some nice impulsive behavior back to the upside, right? So even on a fifth wave, they'll draw out as 5 waves.
That not work.
Something like that, right? To complete the fifth, assuming that this was the fourth. But it's been very slow, right? It's just been grinding. We haven't seen any type of impulsive behavior. Well, that might still happen this week, next week. Who knows? Before the end of this year, which is around the corner. But whatever the case might be, is, I think you're right. It's like gold hasn't been doing much. I know silver's, again, like busted to all-time highs. But gold, not so much. It's just been hovering around here. So that lack of actual direction here is making me a little bit worried that this is the start of that final fifth wave sequence. And I'm still leaning towards the potential that we could see another wave lower, right? Before we head back up. And even if this happens, I'll still be bullish. It's just going to have to be bearish in the interim over the short term, right? Maybe even into 2026. And then we see that strong next fifth wave to the upside. Again, that's to complete a 5-leg sequence from the end of this triangle, right? So generally after a 5-wave sequence, which I think is still incomplete, then we might actually then get a much deeper correction. Who knows? Maybe taking us all the way back to 3.8, 3.2, maybe even retracing this entire move to the upside towards 3.2, right? To reset, this bullish momentum that we've seen, going to a bearish phase, which I would still view as corrective then, and then who knows, some much later stage, see another much larger move back to the upside. So we'll just have to obviously wait and see. So yeah, I'm still very surprised that gold hasn't really done much. And yes, grinded to the upside, but it's not really been following the silver. Okay, so there's not much direction.
Oh,
Yes,
what happened?
very, very slow.
It's going to be interesting.
Moment. Something's happening, yeah.
Oh, the
I'm
sound.
still here, right? Yeah, that was a bit of a
Yes.
glitch.
Little sound.
I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Tiger?
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting with gold because obviously, if we have a fiscal hawk, and who knows how long that this, at this point, speculation will affect markets. Obviously, it's got down today. Gold typically likes to do pretty much the opposite of the dollar. I mean, if we have get a fiscal dove in here, dollar drops. By definition, everything's on a pulley with those two. It'd be interesting to see if that does give gold a bit of a spike.
Yeah.
So it's all speculation at this point. But as always, ladies and gents, we're not Nostradamus. We're not economists. We just trade price action. We trade what's in front of us. So,
Okay.
we're not
Absolutely.
psychics. Okay.
Christian says, just buy gold, gentlemen. I do agree on that. From the trading side, always just got to be careful with the amount of leverage and stuff that you trade with. But actually, I hold gold coins in an actual safe that I've bought quite a while back, and always good to maybe have some physical gold as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, at these real high prices that we're seeing at the moment, apart from trading now, this is sort of investing over the long run. So I actually do hold gold when gold was cheap. It's all the way back. I think it was at below 2,000 when I first bought some gold coins as an investment. Right? So locked up somewhere in the safe deposit box with a company. So, but yeah, it's just even Christian, I do believe we're going up. It's just, are we going to go now or later? I think I don't know. Got to be open to both probabilities.
Well, just got to pay attention to the hard data. Christian, we know you are Nostradamus. We know. We know that. That's good stuff.
Oh, maybe we can switch to you, Tiger. See what you have there on your side. I'm monitoring a few things here as well, trying to get into a trade maybe on the pound US dollar, euro US dollar, maybe dollar yen, or even dollar CAD. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Back in. Go ahead and flip on over, and I'm just copying. And well, actually, I don't think I need to even worry about that. Yeah. So, guys, yesterday I took care of some of my social media work towards the end of the day, and just happened to make another run through my trading charts. And by the way, Richard, pound Aussie. So it actually got all the way down to minus 21 yesterday for a short period of time. So yeah, it was really, really booking it on the weakness side. So let me just back in, if you can move over to my chart. So yeah, I decided I found a pretty good supply zone to hop into for a short. We had the Australia GDP report that was released. It would have been about
1 sec, Tiger. They haven't switched it. Back in, please switch to Tiger's screen.
Back in, please. But yeah, just while we're waiting on my chart. So Australia, they did have their GDP report release at 6:30 p.m. my time last night. They had projected that GDP report to be the same as the previous at 0.7%, but it actually came in quite ugly at a 0.4%. So only less than half of what they were expecting. May not sound like a lot, but when you only get half your projections, that's not good. That's like it's like I don't know, a few reports ago on the NFP when we were projecting, what was it, like 110,000 jobs, and turned out it only came out as positive 15,000 or something like that. So kind of similar situation. As soon as this report came out, and actually let me get over to my chart.
By the way, I'm still long AUD NZD from yesterday, so I held that. We did have a bit of a decline,
Yeah.
but I was just surprised. I mean, that's against, the Australian type of countries. So the
Mm-hmm.
AUD is going up. So, but
Yeah,
against
exactly.
the other stronger currencies like the pound, yeah, I'll be worried that it's got some. It might bounce even higher, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, before that report had come out, of course, this down here for me is 6 p.m. Okay. Um, I had this 30-minute supply zone that was built or that was mapped out up here. And as soon as that report came out, okay, it was very negative for Australia. So if it's negative for Australia, okay. And by the way, just a reminder, everybody, this is my weakest currency pair. This is the most bearish pair. I'll get over to the top setups
Well,
page in
that's
just a
probably
second.
the
But
weakest one that I've heard since
yeah,
we've, met each
yeah.
other.
Yeah, it was
What,
minus
minus
20 on our
21 at some stage. Jeepers.
minus 20 on our stream yesterday. And then yeah, midday yesterday it got down to minus 21. So yeah, all you gotta do is just look at it. Just hit the sell button anywhere and pretty much get a bounce downward. But anyway, guys, so when this report came out, it was again negative for Australia. Okay, so that means that this chart, despite it being the most bearish asset and despite it being in a downtrend, that means that this should react to the upside because that would show Aussie weakness compared to British pound or any other currency, by the way. And then we got a sharp push up. So what I did on this was, and you guys can see, this is a 5-minute candle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just get rid of some of these lines out of the way that are old news at this point. But yeah, as soon as that report came out, okay, price just went screaming upwards. I mean, tons of volume. Oh, that's Australia's going down. It's going down, right? Well, temporarily until you start bouncing into unfilled orders. This is where unfilled orders comes in, supply zones, right? Most people are going to see this reaction and freak out. They'll be like, oh, shoot, I better buy into that. Right? Chase it, FOMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not me. I was waiting for it. Okay. As soon as it bounced in there, and you guys see those two white lines, that's basically, I think, a 15-minute and a 5-minute confluence if I look back further. But it just bounced into those beautifully. And as soon as this 1-minute candle turned the corner, okay, this is where I sold. So these are gutsy guys. Look, I've been trading supply and demand for 10 years, more than 10 years. This still gets intimidating at times. You see this big, strong screamer of a move that just flew up 70 pips, right? It's hard to, sometimes it's hard to pull the trigger, getting in front of that. But I trust my system, right? My system says this is a downtrend, okay? And I've got a 30-minute supply zone. So price comes in there. I just basically waited for that 1-minute candle and sold. And as soon as I sold, actually, you know what? Probably be easier if I just show the chart.
Oh, well, that's quite a wick on that candle.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as that came out, let me just get it open over here real quick. Pound Aussie, because I can't remember the exact candle I got in on. Let me double check over here. Okay. Yeah, this is it. So I'm just gonna copy this over real quick, just so that we can show you guys where it was at. Okay, it's basically right here. So this is quick. You got to have a quick trigger on these types of moves, like a very quick trigger. Okay, so here's that same move. This is on my challenge account, but came in. I waited for that 1-minute candle to close, and then I opened up my trade as soon as that next candle, kind of spiked up and broke that 1-minute candle low. I mean, it's basically like that. That's how you do it. Started getting some wicks down here and had a little bit of a double top, or a little bit of I guess you could say a tweezer top, and just ultimately trusted the system, and I got in there, and you guys see it just melted away beautifully. I mean, at one point it came down here to this 1 minute demand zone. Okay. This is a 1 minute time frame. So look at that. Look how narrow that 1 minute demand zone is. But look how strong the move up was, right? So yeah, I was expecting I was going to get some sort of bounce, and sure enough, I did. Okay. Came in, and I had my stop loss at this point trailed under this kind of double top. And you guys see where I ended up getting out. So it was $1,001 on that account. And Richard, I got into the exact same trade on my Ola Prime Challenge account.
Oh, nice.
And I was trying to punch in $200 risk. Okay. Well, apparently I forgot to hit the zeros. So I ended up putting in a $2 risk making $2 risk, and I only made $10 on it. So it was still a 5-to-1 reward risk, right? Just similar to this one, but I was a dumbass and I didn't put my zeros in there. So yeah, basically
fingering it again.
In fact, did that even pay for my swap? Or not my swap, my fee?
Probably not.
I guess I better look at that. I really will come unglued. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, mate, it happens. It happens. I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
Luckily not the other way around, where you just like maybe add too many zeros to your lots.
Yeah.
Also
like, what the hell is going
dangerous.
on? It ended up only being 0.04 a lot. And I'm like, gosh dang it. I was trying to go for a lot and a half, I think it was. But yeah, $10.23. Net profit was $9.99 after the 24-cent fee. So there you go. I missed $10 by 1 penny that the U.S. government is no longer even producing.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, it was a good trade, guys. Look, I don't normally take a whole lot of evening trades like that. I mean, you guys hear me talking about it a lot. I personally am just not the biggest fan of zones created in the or trades taken in the Asian session for the Forex market. But when you have a report that comes out that negative on an asset that's already super negative, just jump on the dang thing. It might as well have been New York session when you start getting that, that kind of volume. So, but yeah, good stuff. That added to my $250 I made earlier in the day. So it was, right around $1,250 for the day. So it was a pretty good day for me. I was pretty happy with it. Let's see here. Get that out of the way now. So what's on tap for today? Double check over here, guys. Not missing anything.
What's your dollar yen saying at the moment?
Dollar yen. Yeah, let's go over to my heat map. Heat map's over here. So dollar yen, I do know is neutral. It is a neutral. Let's see here. Where's it at? Did it go to? Oh, it might be in my top setups now. Let's see here. Okay. So it's Richard, it actually fell to the bearish bias. So it's actually a -6.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think
dollar yen's been coming down pretty strongly. I'm trying to get in on a bounce, but just not getting it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's
what, -6, did you say?
Minus. Yeah, I actually need to update it because I pasted this 30 minutes ago and it's actually already changed. So let me real quickly refresh my screen and I'll bring the updated version over. Yeah, it's a pretty dynamic report. I mean, this thing changes quite a bit. So let's see here. Let's get paste and we'll get the new scores over here real quick. Yeah, pound Aussie still is at the bottom, just so everybody knows. Here we go. Okay, so here's today's here on the left. Come on, there we go. Yesterday's over here on the right. So you guys see how strong the pound Aussie was. It's still strong on the bearish side, but at this point, we've lost 4 points. So still the most bearish, still very bearish, just like the pound New Zealand. Okay, so those still remain the top 2 bearish items for the day. Euro dollar is all of a sudden up to a 9. And yeah, you asked about dollar yen. It's right there at a -6. So the
Cool.
DAX in Germany is back on the list. Okay, so is the Dow. So that's the two indices I've got here at the moment. S&P and NASDAQ. I do believe they're still like +4s, but looks like yeah. And this is the first time the index an index has been on here for the last week or so. So yeah, and that's the other thing.
Wasn't the FTSE on there as well?
Yeah, it was, but yeah, it looks like it's fallen off. And that's the other thing with the fiscal dove, guys. I mean, just going back to Kevin Hassett, that typically means the stock market's going to perform well. Well, they've already been performing well, so it's really no surprise to see it back on the bullish list. Wouldn't surprise me at all if I refresh this an hour or two later and we got the other two indexes on there. So yeah, good stuff. But we could definitely go take a look at some of these. So pound Aussie, pound New Zealand. Let's go over here and find those. Okay, this is obviously still the strong one. Just delete that out of the way now. Yeah, at this point with pound Aussie, like you said, it has been raising up here over the last 8 hours or so. So it's completely went through the rest of that supply zone. I don't really like anything up in this area at the moment. I do want to look at this area right here, though. So let's go down to 15-minute. Look at this area here. Down to a 5-minute. I don't know if there's anything good there or not. Yeah, that's not very attractive to me. So we had a nice strong drop here, guys. But the structure and the range of the zone just didn't really look that good. Right? I don't really want to do something that wide of a range. Because if I take the size of that range, okay, 16 pips, I come down to this swing low, that is, I'll get out of my way, 16. So that's basically 30. That's a little less than 2 to 1. That's just not as good a ratio as I like to see. It wasn't even strong enough initially to break through this structure down here. So I really don't like anything. I think at this point, I just need a little bit of a reset. Meaning I'm just going to need it to break some lows and then form some new supply zones along the way.
Okay.
That's it. Because yeah, nothing in here looks attractive at all. It's too wicky. It's too consolidating, right? I'm not getting any big.
Too consolidating.
Yeah, I just made up that word.
Good one.
So yeah, at this point, guys, let's break this structure, and hopefully along the way we'll create a new supply zone. So I'd just be looking to do something like that. Let's break a structure, okay, like that. Break this structure and close, and then we retrace up. And again, hopefully we get a new supply zone that looks pretty good created anywhere in this area. I mean, it wouldn't even bother me if it did it in that same area as the one I took yesterday. A little bit of a confluence. People are definitely going to remember that spot from. So that's another thing, guys. That supply zone I took. Okay, you guys see how the wick looks on a 1 hour time frame. People are going to remember that. So that's yet another kind of odds enhancer, if you will. Okay, these immediate traders that maybe they profited like me on there, right? Maybe they missed the trade completely, right? Perhaps if we get another supply zone in that same area, there's going to be those traders waiting. They're going to be seeing, 2.0170 was pretty strong drop during that news event. So, yeah, I'm not real big, but basically
ADP not found in 5 minutes. 4 minutes.
Something right here in this area. What's that, Richard?
Sorry, I was just saying we got the ADP numbers coming out in just over 4 minutes. So that's another reason I'm waiting a little bit. Yeah.
Get over here to my calendar. There it is. Yeah. So what do we got here? So we got. Yeah. So it looks like So it looks like it potentially could be a bearish number because previous number was 42,000. Employment change, and they're forecasting 5,000. So that's a lot less.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. Okay. We all know how these guys are like meteorologists at time and getting this stuff wrong. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's already been down. Richard, when you were showing the Dixie, it's kind of already, I'm not go to it. Yeah, it broke through a daily. Oh, come on. Come on. Stupid thing. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean we've broken through a daily demand. Okay, that was kind of my first thought, like, oh wow, how about that? Broke through our first daily demand zone. So 4 hour. Oh, let's reset my goodies here. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of the first warning sign, in my opinion. Just breaking this little structure.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a way to play this, well, if I know that I've got a bullish New Zealand dollar, bullish Aussie dollar, let's go back over to my chart. Then we might potentially have some plays on this one right here. So Euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar, those are all bullish, which means selling the dollar. Okay. So if I want to buy these three pairs, okay, I mean, let's just start with the top, euro dollar. Okay. I want to buy the euro. That means I want to sell the dollar. So what I'm hoping on this, for me personally, what I'm hoping is that this is a strong US dollar report that's released. Because if that's the case, then euro dollar should see a decline. But just like the trade I had last night, hopefully it declines right smack into one of my demand zones, so I can take the opposite side. Guys, that's my favorite way of trading, quote unquote, trading the news. But I'm only doing it if it's making a big move down, like like last night. I mean, it had to move 60 pips to get to my zone. Well, by the time it gets there, the volume started to slow down just a little bit. I just took the other side. So as far as this euro dollar, okay, that would mean, well, that's not that many pips. Let's measure this. So this demand zone is only 24 pips away. All right, that's probably out of the question for me. This one down here is 72. That's a little more manageable. That's a little bit. That would be a little easier to step in front of, but it's not really my favorite look because the range on this thing is really not that wide. So I think I'm just going to wait for a higher time frame. 4 hour demand, if we happen to get a spike down here, that would probably look a little more appealing because you guys see the two white lines. So I got a 4 hour, a 1 hour, and a 15-minute. I got a lot of different time frames watching this particular area. So I'm going to take my alert. I'm going to put an alert down there just in case. Okay, guys, it may not make it anywhere close to that area, but if it's a very strong U.S. dollar report, okay, we should see at least some type of spike down.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. All right. Yeah, let's get that up. And long.
Bending.
Come on. Show me 100,000. Show me 100,000.
Jeez, forecast 5K, previous 42K. Goodness.
Yeah.
Has your number come through yet? Minus 32K.
Ugly.
Goodness gracious.
Let's look at that 1 minute chart. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's going to go up. It should go up.
Look at that.
A little subdued at the moment. I am on a 1 minute. Yeah. Let's see dollar yen. Dollar yen is going to be dropping like crazy. Yep.
Yep.
Is that anywhere?
I'm looking at the dollar yen as well as the dollar CAD.
Well, this one will be up.
Damn it.
This one will be
a
up.
bit of a higher move.
This one will be up. Yeah. This one will be up. Dollar CAD is going to be down. Dollar Swiss is going to be down. And dollar yen is going to be down. So there you go. Looking at the Dixie itself, obviously going to be down as well. Man. Well, that took away that idea. Now, it still could move down there. And if it does, it'll just be a stronger bullish signal.
Yeah.
So if we take a look at these guys. Okay, when I update this list over here, these numbers over here should be a point or two higher for this euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar, because that's even worse dollar news. So that should be showing a little more strength to those currencies. So I still like the idea. It just may not get down there in 5 seconds like I was hoping.
No, so what? It's flying to the upside now.
Yeah, let's go back over here real quick. Yeah, so there you go. Aussie dollar, euro dollar up. It's probably just going to look like an earthquake telemetry machine here for a while. Just get some junk like this for a while, right? And at some point, it'll pick a trend. So we'll see. We'll see how it reacts. But yeah, I wouldn't, guys, especially if you're a scalper or 5-minute trader.